Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a drama film, Talk to Her. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. On stage, a woman wanders as if blind or dazed, and a man is standing behind her. It is a melodrama that brings tears to two protagonists of the movie, Marco and Benigno. In the audience, we see two men who are still strangers to each other at this point. Just by looking at each other, they know they have a story each to tell. Benigno is a male nurse, who takes care of the comatose ballerina Alicia. Like any other day, Benigno massages Alicia's hands and tells her about his daily experiences. Even though Alicia is not able to respond, Benigno continues to talk to her as if she is perfectly normal. Marco is a journalist who cries easily, because he is easily overwhelmed by the beauty of those touching moments. One day, Marco chances upon Lydia at one of her television interviews. Lydia is at the height of her fame, the most famous matador in Spain. During the talk show, Lydia argues with the host, for she just broke up with her boyfriend, and she is moody. Intrigued by the female bullfighter, Marco asks permission from his boss to do a report on Lydia. So Marco finds his way into Lydia's performance. In the bull ring, Lydia, who is dressed in red, moves nimbly with the strong bull. Lydia's eyes are all on the bull, while Mark's eyes are all on Lydia. After the performance, Marco follows Lydia to the pub, and invites her for an interview. At first, Lydia is not interested in doing a report for this boring journalist. Though she declines the invitation, Marco still sends her home and prepares to drive away. Unexpectedly, he hears Lydia's piercing screams after he just makes a U-turn. Moments later, Lydia suddenly runs out of her house and catches up with his car. She rushes into the car to tell him there is a snake at her house. Now Marco learns her secret. She is fearless about bulls but paralyzingly frightened of snakes. He calms her down and gets down his car to catch the snake. Afterward, Marco manages to capture the scary creature, but Lydia announces she will never be able to go back into that house again. So Marco gives her a ride to a hotel. What they have gone through makes Lydia think slightly better of the man. Out of appreciation, she agrees to do an interview for him. The next day, Marco fetches Lydia for the interview session. When they are on the topic of relationship, Lydia tells Marco that she is not going back to her house or touch anything within it. The snake aside, she also wants to forget about her ex-boyfriend, who has left many traces and marks in her life. A soft and understanding man, Marco knows why she makes such a choice. On the other hand, Benigno is helping Alicia with hair wash and haircut. The weather is getting warmer, so his female colleague suggests that he should do it quickly. But Benigno insists on trimming the girl's hair with patience and care. He wants Alicia to wake up and see she is beautiful and gracious as in the past. A few months pass by. Marco and Lydia are closer to each other than before. Over time, Marco's affection for Lydia grows. He is in love with this simple and resilient lady. This day, Lydia is going to have another contest. Changing into her gorgeous suit, she stands before the bull confidently. To her shock, the fighting bull is exceptionally fierce. As it rushes to the ring to attack her relentless, Lydia is soon knocked down, succumbed to her wound, and losing her consciousness. Marco runs to Lydia immediately and sends her to the hospital with the security guards. Unfortunately, she falls into a coma due to neurological damage to her brain. In the ward, Marco touches the medals Lydia always brings with herself. He is thrown back to the sweet time they once had on the riverbank when Lydia gave him a back hug. Now that Lydia has become a vegetable, he cannot help but feel really sad for her. He is so frustrated that he even sheds tears in his dream. One day, Marco walks past Alicia's ward, where he finds Benigno is taking care of her. He thinks of greeting him, and Benigno recognizes him at first sight. A devoted nurse, Benigno massages Alicia and tells her about Marco. Watching the interaction between Benigno and Alicia, Marco remembers that Lydia will not wake up again. Marco bottles up his feelings and bids farewell to Benigno. Shortly after he leaves, Alicia's father comes to visit his daughter. Father is a psychologist, and Benigno has consulted him regarding his own sexual inclination. When he sees Benigno massaging Alicia's thigh muscles, he worries that this nurse will harbor sinister intentions towards his daughter. So just to confirm he is gay, Father asks Benigno he likes men or women. Stunned by his question, Benigno answers that he likes a man, and has already got a partner. Father is finally relieved upon hearing his words, and tells him to take good care of Alicia. On a sunny afternoon, Marco discovers Benigno conducting a reading session with Alicia. He treats Alicia like a normal person, and talks to her constantly. Curious, Marco visits them and asks Benigno what happens between him and the patient. Benigno does not hide, but generously shares the story of his one-sided love. 4 years ago, when Benigno stood before the window of his house, he was able to see a dance studio opposite to him. Every day, a group of dancers gathered at the studio for practice. Alicia was one of the dancers to make it her daily routine. Benigno falls for the gracious and elegant Alicia, and could not have enough of watching her dance movements. Finally, the chance arrived for him to interact with her. Alicia dropped her wallet on the way back home, and Benigno picked it